Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. The early signing day period is right around the corner. Tennessee trying to get to that finish line with a top 10 class, a class that's headlined by a couple of five stars, five-star quarterback Faison Brandon, five-star wide receiver Tristan Keys. You got 7 guys that are ranked inside the top 100, 12 guys ranked inside the on 300, I guess now known as the Rivals 300, but you're looking to hold on to some key commits as we try to get to the finish line here. Also trying to flip some guys, but I've got some good news. You guys have been waiting on some good news. I finally have some good news. Let's start with 4-star athlete, Tennessee commit Celeste Moa. He's ranked just outside the top 50. 6'2", 275 pounds out of Ogden, Utah, committed to Tennessee over Utah back on July the 31st. But if you remember, early last week, Austin Price over at VolQuest said that he had spoken to Celeste Moa's dad and he had communicated that they were going to be visiting Michigan over the weekend. You can see there on the screen a picture from that visit. Tennessee top 100 athlete Celeste Moa talks return visit to Michigan. Let the panic set in, complete chaos. And of course, you're coming off of Legend Bay flipping from Tennessee to Ohio State. Man, Legend Bay was a dude. He's an athlete. He's a track guy, legit track speed coming out of that slot position. And you kind of downplay that by saying, well, we got Tristan Keys, we got King, we got Moa, we're going to be all right. And then Moa says he's taking this visit. And again, the panic sets in. Heading into the visit, VolQuest said, obviously it's always worrisome anytime your committed player takes a visit to another school, but he goes on to say that he's had incredible dialogue with Kelsey Pope and the staff. Now, coming off the visit, where are the Vols? Again, I've got some good news. Steve Wiltfong put it out, said Michigan brought in Rivals number 2 athlete Celeste Moa. While we're hearing it went well, and he has a good relationship with Coach Morgan, the vibe is that he will stick with his verbal to Tennessee. Again, huge, absolutely huge that Celeste Moa, it appears, will be sticking with Tennessee. Now, he told Matt Ray of VolQuest after the visit, again, this is after the visit, that he was still excited about signing with Tennessee on Wednesday, said the visit to Michigan was fun, but he has a long-time belief in Kelsey Pope and Tennessee's plan for him at the wide receiver position. Now, speaking of wide receivers, we have been talking a lot in the offseason about Tristan Keys, getting that commitment from Tristan Keys, just how important it was to land 5-star wide receiver Tristan Keys. But now we are seeing headlines like this over at A to Z Sports. Lane Kiffin to LSU could lead to some instant bad news for the Tennessee Vols that would be devastating on Rocky Top. I love Zach Reagan. Shout out Zach Reagan. But this is, y'all want to yell at me for clickbait? Y'all want to get mad at me for clickbait? Look, I love Zach. He's got a job to do. This is the definition of clickbait. Am I worried about Tristan Keys? No, not really. 5-star wide receiver, ranked just outside the top 10, comes in 11th nationally. He did drop off a little bit, now listed as the number 2 ranked wide receiver according to the industry rankings. Big time win on the recruiting trail for Tennessee. Flipped from LSU to the Vols back on August the 28th, which again leads to headlines because he did at one time commit to LSU, and that's what leads to these type of headlines. Adam Gorney over at on3.com had a national signing day primer. This is what he said about Tristan Keys. He said the 5-star wide receiver from Hattiesburg, Mississippi, committed to LSU in March, but by August, Keys flipped his commitment to Tennessee as the Volunteers never gave up. Keys said LSU did nothing wrong in his recruitment, but Knoxville always felt like home, and the draw of playing with 5-star quarterback Faison Brandon was too much to turn down. Look, it was always LSU and Tennessee. Ole Miss was in it at one point, but I just don't think the relationship is there with Lane Kiffin and his coaching staff to pull off a flip this late in the game. Again, when everybody talks about money, dropping the bag, these kids only care about cash. Yeah, NIL is part of it. NIL and money is always part of it. But when there is a competitive offer, when Tennessee is making a similar offer, relationships do matter. And again, the relationship with Kelsey Pope, the same for Celeste Moa, specifically mentioned his relationship with Kelsey Pope. I have seen absolutely nothing from the experts, from the insiders, to the guys that you lean on for inside information. I've seen absolutely nothing from those guys that would make me think that Tristan Keys is going to do anything other than sign with Tennessee tomorrow. Now, that leads you into what about possible flips? Is there anybody that Tennessee could look to flip? And, of course, you start with Legend Bay, a guy that was once committed to Tennessee, flipped his commitment to Ohio State. Everything I've seen, everything that I've read, everything that I've dug into indicates Legend Bay is likely sticking with Ohio State. But what about some other prospects? I said I had some good news. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. You guys know the deal. I need you to do the YouTube stuff. Smash the thumbs up below the video. It's quick, free, easy. It helps the channel, and I would appreciate it. If it's your first time here, welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. We don't fake it. We don't pretend to be that. What we are is exactly what you guys are. We're Tennessee fans. It's for the fans, by the fans. If you like it, subscribe, click the bell for notifications so you don't miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Going to be live tonight. It's EA Sports College Football, but guess what? We're going to be talking recruiting. We're going to talk about Tim Banks. We're going to talk about Joey Halsey. We're going to talk about the overall state of the program. Always good conversation on Tuesday nights. And then likely tomorrow, because it is early signing day, we'll probably go live at some time throughout the course of the day. So be looking for that as well. But let's talk about some potential names that Tennessee could possibly be flipping. Who should we be familiar with heading into the early signing day period? Well, I'll start with JJ Finch, 3-star defensive lineman according to the industry rankings. Let the hate begin. Let the 3-star you comments begin. Let the boogie, I don't want 3 stars. What y'all think of Ty Redmond this year? Y'all think Ty Redmond looked pretty good out there on the football field as a 3-star corner, starting as a true freshman? A true freshman 3-star prospect started for us all year long at Tennessee. So if you want to hate on the kid, well, maybe we ought to talk about injuries and how they're not really excuses. If you're like me and feel like Ty Redmond played some dang good football, don't always buy into the hype. Now, Rivals on 3 has JJ Finch listed as a 4-star. It's the industry rankings that have him as a 3-star, 6'3", 278 pounds, out of Indianapolis, Indiana, committed to Alabama over Michigan, Miami, Purdue, and Tennessee. But Tennessee never stopped pushing. You guys know me. If it's a 3-star, look at the offer list. Again, Michigan, Miami, Purdue, Alabama. Steve Wiltfong put out an update, said Indianapolis Warren Central 4-star defensive lineman JJ Finch had been struggling to make a final decision between sticking with Alabama or rolling with the Vols. In the end, it's looking like Tennessee is going to win out with a source that said the Crimson Tide is moving on. Tim Watts at Bama Online had it first. Now, Austin Price also put out an update, and, look, the on 3 guys are all speaking with each other. Said, I've spoke to multiple people tonight, including Tim Watts with our Bama side, and things continue to trend for Tennessee with Finch. I believe Bama will pivot in another direction. Chad Simmons also put out an update kind of similar, says that he committed to Alabama over the summer after an official to Knoxville in June, but Tennessee never backed off. The Vols continue to apply pressure, maintain communication, and hosted Finch again this weekend. With signing day hours away, Tennessee is trending and has a real chance to flip the Alabama commit. Again, that's 3-star, 4-star, however you want to look at it, defensive lineman JJ Finch. Let's keep this train rolling. Boogie, do you have any more good news for me? Well, yes, in fact, I do. Let's go over and take a look at Jordan Carter. He's a 4-star edge. Again, ranked inside the on 300, ranks 212th nationally. He's an edge rusher, 6'3", 244 pounds, out of the state of Georgia, decommitted from Texas A&M back on November the 1st. It's Auburn, Georgia Tech, and Tennessee all kind of pushing here. Chad Simmons put out an update earlier this morning, said the Vols are well positioned for 4-star edge rusher Jordan Carter, who decommitted from Texas A&M on November the 1st. Tennessee had him on campus first, then he visited Georgia Tech and Auburn, but Heupel's staff has remained steady and consistent heading into Carter's signing day announcement. Tennessee has grabbed the late momentum and taken it from Georgia Tech. Now, Austin Price, as of last night, Monday Night Chat over at VolQuest, again used that magic word, the same word that Chad Simmons used for JJ Finch. Austin Price uses for Jordan Carter and says he is trending to the good guys. This is a big one, man. Anytime you get a guy ranked inside the on 300 to flip, to make that commitment this late in the process, that's a needle mover. Does that keep Tennessee in the top 10? We'll continue to watch it and see how things play out tomorrow. Let's go take a look at another 4-star prospect. Shout out Super Saiyan in the chat. I know he loves his 4 stars. Carter Gooden 6'4", 260-pound defensive lineman out of the state of Massachusetts. He committed to UCLA back on July the 10th. Chad Simmons put out an update and said he committed to UCLA for more than just football, which has kept the Bruins in the mix late. However, sources tell Steve Wiltfong and me that he is trending towards the SEC. His most recent visit was to Tennessee, but the weekend prior, he was on campus at Vanderbilt. The Commodores appear to be in the strongest position late in the race. Gooden is still in communication with all the schools, and there are moving parts, but Vanderbilt currently holds the advantage. He likes the balance of academics and football in Nashville. As of last night, Austin Price called this one a coin flip. Can Tennessee get it across the finish line? We shall see. Again, we're going to monitor it, keep you guys up to date. We will likely go live at some point tomorrow to recap all the events of early signing day. Another likely commit, another one to likely be in the boat. That's 3-star defensive lineman Nyquavian Simmons. 6'3", 310-pound defensive lineman out of Columbus, Georgia. He is expected to commit later in the day. Another one that all eyes are on, that's Amari Latimer, a 4-star running back that's currently committed to Wisconsin. There's been a lot of talk. Tennessee has been trying to swing here ever since Savion Hyder went elsewhere. Tennessee has been swinging at Amari Latimer, and there's some momentum there, but it sounds like everything that I've seen, everything that I've read, I think Amari Latimer likely sticks with Wisconsin. Everything's changing, everything's fluid, but I did want to put out an early signing day update this morning. Going to have another video coming later today, and then early signing day tomorrow. As always, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk about it. Go check out our merchandise, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. You can also support the channel by hitting the join button down below. It's only $1. If you show up every day, you like the videos, the content, you want to make sure this channel stays a thing, keep the lights on, hit the join button, or there is a Patreon link in the description below. You can join our game day chats, our EA Sports College Football Dynasty, or you can just say, Boogie, here's $1, like what you guys do, and I want to support. But that is going to do it for this one. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.